Ever notice how some people walk into a room and instantly command attention? More often than not, that presence will be tied to what they're wearing. For many women throughout the first half of the 20th century, what they wore was a carefully crafted uniform shaped by a male-dominated society. This standard of dress persisted until one iconic garment began to change the course of women's fashion, the power suit. Through careful research, discussions with my fashion history professors, the power suit reveals itself as more than just a fad. It is a symbol that has evolved alongside women's roles in society. Hello, my name is Escamilla, and today I will be informing you about the evolution of the women's power suit, focusing on its origins in male-dominated spaces, its role as a symbol of women's empowerment, and its modern reinterpretation as a form of personal expression. First, to understand the significance of the power suit today, we need to look at where it all began. The power suit began as an adaptation of male clothing in professional environments where men dominated. Early designers such as Coco Chanel introduced suits for women that mirrored men's tailoring while still maintaining femininity. As described by Annette Bond for definitive style, these early suits consisted of a knittable cardigan paired with a matching skirt. This suit, known as the Chanel suit, marked one of the first steps toward professional wear for women. Later, Yves Saint Laurent revolutionized women's fashion in 1966 with lace smoking, a tailored evening suit for women inspired directly by men's formal wear. Around that same time, as women entered the workforce in larger numbers, clothing became an integral tool for negotiation and acceptance. As women entered the workforce, they had to navigate being in the minority within the higher ranks of a man's world, leading to an important exercise in self-presentation. Society began to promote a particular image for the working woman through the Dress for Success movement of the 1970s, inspired by a book by John T. Malloy, which encouraged women to adopt tailored skirted suits modeled after men's attire. However, this adaptation was not always voluntary, as it often reflected pressure to conform to a certain standards of dress in order to be taken seriously. Researchers Kimmel and DeMost noted that a woman's clothing has a greater impact on her chances of success than it did for her male counterparts. As a result, the early power suit became both a symbol of opportunity and a response to existing limitations. Now that we've established the origins of the power suit, let's examine how it became a symbol of women's empowerment. During the women's liberation movement, clothing became a political tool. Many women challenged restrictive dress codes and fought for the right to wear pants in professional settings. As author Luther Hillman explains, female employees petitioned their employers to change dress codes that required women to wear skirts. For these women, gaining the right to wear pants in the workplace was a significant milestone in empowering and further established the power suit as a symbol of the movement. Additionally, these feminists looked at the power suit as a unifying symbol, allowing them to express their solidarity with working-class women. The power suit continued to be a symbol of liberation into the 1980s, transforming into a bold visual expression of authority. The silhouette too evolved as women wore suits like armor, projecting both strength and confidence in the workplace and beyond. Designers such as Mugler, Jean-Paul Gaultier, and Claude Montana emphasized strong silhouettes with shoulder pads and sharp tailoring. Fashion historian Lila Ramsey notes that the power suit began to move away from simply mimicking men's designs. Incorporating beadwork, fabrication, and bold colors were widely incorporated. As the decade progressed, celebrities and even royals embraced the power suit. Famously, Princess Diana wore a navy double-breasted power suit to a charity concert. This marked one of the first times a female royal wore trousers to an evening function. While criticized at the time, her choice helped reframe the power suit, reinforcing her influence as one of the most impactful style figures of the 20th century. While the power suit once symbolized momentum behind women's empowerment, it has since evolved into a form of personal expression. In contemporary society, the power suit has become more flexible, reflecting how far women's perceived place in society has come. Public figures like Hillary Clinton and Kamala Harris have redefined the power suit as a political statement. Clinton, in describing her decision to adopt the pantsuit, noted that she took inspiration from male politicians who wore nearly identical outfits daily. However, she faced a lot of backlash, with outlets like the New Republic describing her as both mannish and ugly in 2015 for this decision. These critiques, rarely applied to male politicians, highlight just how the power suit remains a contested symbol. While the power suit still holds political significance, its necessity in the workplace has declined. According to Forbes, modern workplaces are increasingly moving away from strict formal dress codes. Employers now place less emphasis on external symbols of professionalism. Competence and credibility are valued far more than appearance alone. Many women also no longer feel obligated to wear suits to gain respect and recognition. Ultimately, the power suit remains a cultural staple, though it has transformed significantly. Today's version emphasizes versatility and individuality over formality. Casual blazers are now more often paired with jeans than trousers, and traditional heels have now been traded in for more flatter, practical footwear. The power suit now represents freedom of expression rather than enforced conformity. In closing, the power suit has evolved from a necessity within male-dominated workplaces to a symbol of empowerment, and finally to a flexible form of self-expression and identity. While the power suit may no longer dominate the workplace, the idea behind it endures. The ability to walk into a room and command attention through confidence and presence. What began initially as an imitation has transformed into innovation, demonstrating that a woman's power is no longer defined by what she wears, but how and why she chooses to wear it.